Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham and I'm in Sydney. I'm at the 2025 RIU Resources Roundup, catching up with Mike Spreadborough of Novo Resources. Mike, Novo, you're always very busy. There's always something going on, and at the moment it's no exception. So you're working furiously on your portfolio. Fill us in on where you're doing that work and what's going on.
Yeah, so probably a little bit different since we caught up last time, Wally. We've broken out of the Pilbara. Novo's growing up in the Pilbara. We've broken out of the Pilbara. In December, we picked up 2 advanced projects in New South Wales. One at Tibooburra, so close to the South Australian border, and the other one near Grafton called John Bull. So, that whole strategy is about building our portfolio so we've got some more mature projects. And We've found projects that have already had drilling, high-grade results. We've got an excellent team, as you know. They've come in and built them up, and we've gone drilling. So, as you also know, we're an aggressive driller. We do spend a lot of money because we drill a lot, So we just finished drilling Balla Balla in the Pilbara. Results 6 weeks away. Balla Balla, we're looking for another Hemi. It's parallel shears to the Mulliner. We're drilling in Tibooburra at the moment, of all places, doing about 1,500 metres of RC. And kind of mid-June, we'll go and drill in Grafton at John Bull, which is home of the Grafton Rebels rugby league team.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was going to say it must be a long way to Tibooburra.
Yeah.
But, so New South Wales compared to WA, you find it different operating in the 2 states?
To date, no, not really. We're pretty focused on doing the right things in terms of drilling approvals or whatever else. No problems. Both cases, we've been able to get good staff to help us. Drilling companies have been okay. The Tibooburra kind of community that we deal with, the shops and the hotels and finding accommodation have been fantastic, as well as the pastoralists around Tibooburra. The traditional owners have been good, and we've had the same approach at John Bull at Grafton. So, look, in this business, you've got to work with all your stakeholders, and we see that as key. Yeah.
So the 2 projects you picked up in New South Wales, you're smart operators at Novo. You just don't sort of go out anywhere willy-nilly. You would have done some due diligence there. So what was it about those 2 projects in particular that attracted you?
Yeah, so our strategy's still the same. We're looking for projects that we think have standalone potential. So that means you want them to have that potential that they could grow over to 1 million ounces. No one's going to build a processing plant for less. So we've continued that strategy. So we're not looking for projects within 150 kilometres of another processing plant. We're not interested in that game. We're interested in those projects where you drill some holes and you get that excitement and people see the 12-bagger, So that's why drilling's important to us and having the funds to turn around projects quickly. At the really immature end, like Balla Balla, we've got 12, 16 projects where we'll go in and do some air core, maybe some quick RC, like it, chuck it. So we're continually turning around then, but we needed to get some more. And don't forget, we've still got that wonderful joint venture south of Hemi with De Grey, but now Northern Star. So, De Grey spent $8 million. There's another $17 million to be spent for Northern Star to earn 50%. So that's still a pretty big tick.
Yeah, not a bad little balance to be...
$25 million for 50% of ground. I reckon that's a good thing for our shareholders.
Oh, yeah, I reckon you've done all right there.
I can't imagine. You haven't talked about the gold price.
Well, aren't we getting a bit bored about talking about the gold price?
I never get bored with good gold price. Yeah.
If it went down, it might suddenly become interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, but no, the gold price, you're dead right. It's a bit of an important factor for a lot of the companies here.
Well, I'm super biased. I think the gold price is at a point where everyone in the investment portfolio should have some greenfields, specky gold explorers. Novo's the place to put some of that cash.
Well, I think you're dead right, and I think there's a lot of the investors around here are looking for that that sort of investment. Yeah. The only trouble is that too many of them, they don't hang on. They quickly double their money and jump out, and
liquidity is good. It drives. And I think that's what's happening here at RIU. There is a little bit more of a buzz.
Yep.
Gold prices are up. There's a lot of hope in copper going forwards. Sure, we don't talk about lithium and nickel anymore, but there's some excitement here, and I think it's been a pretty good couple of days.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think it has been too. It has been pretty busy. I've had some good chats with people already, and you're right. There's a lot of positive attitude in the room.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, Mike. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to catching up next time.
All right, beautiful. Thanks, Wally. Thanks.